just so y'all know, when we do get to the question for you, just wave your hand at me. Just try to wait till I give you this because we want to make sure that they are doing it online.
Recording in progress.
Welcome to the 19th JLab Birmingham Bowl. For those who are on Zoom, we're going to ask questions at the end, but you can go ahead and start putting in your name and outlet, and we'll call on you after. But first, we're going to have Coach Helton just share a little bit about this week and a little bit of anticipation for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd love to start off with just a couple thank yous. One, on behalf of our president, Dr. Kyle Marrero, as well as our athletic director, Chris Davis, and the whole Georgia Southern University Athletic Department. We'd like to thank you for having us here. Bowl games we don't take for granted, and this Birmingham Lab Bowl has been unbelievable. This week has been not only a week of preparation, but it's been a great reward for our team, a team that I thought really fought hard in the month of November to earn their opportunity to play in this great game against a really good opponent in App State, one we know very well and should be a really exciting game coming this Monday. So thank you, Birmingham, the city of Birmingham. Thank you to the JLab Birmingham Bowl, and we look forward to the opportunity to compete tomorrow. With that, I'll take any questions you have.
Okay. Anybody in the room want to go ahead and kick us off? Okay.
Coach, in the college landscape these days, so many teams, so many players are opting out of bowl games and out of the postseason. You brought your entire team here. What has that said about your team and the kind of players that you've been recruiting, and how special has that made this week?
Yeah, it's been really special, Whitney, to have the opportunity to have every person here. You know, our culture is about finishing what we start, and you know, I said this in the beginning in the opening media conference that we had here in Birmingham, that I hope the college landscape and the college football calendar allows everybody to have the opportunity to go from point A to point B and finish what they start. Our best product in college football, we're in the entertainment business, is our postseason product. And everybody's sitting here in the holidays watching these great games that are going on. I watched a couple yesterday that were just phenomenal, and they're exciting. And you want everybody, as we're all educators in college football as well as college athletics and universities, we should be teaching our young men and women, hey, we finish what we start, and this is what these guys are doing. Every player is here, not one opt-out, not one guy in the portal. We decided to finish what we start, and then we'll make decisions that are best for us each individually, and we'll have those conversations. But I hope that we provide a landscape at some point in time for college football players to take the pressure off them and allow them to have the opportunity to be a part of these things. I've been doing it 30 years, and these games are special, man. They're special to our kids. They're special to our families, how much work you put into it, and to culminate with a great game like this one versus App State. I hope everybody gets that opportunity in the future.
We talk about how the season is a grind. You guys opened the season with back-to-back games in California, all the way across the country. Tough 2 losses there, but at the end you rally for 3 or 4. Talk about this season as a grind. You guys have dealt with injuries, off the field stuff, but you guys, like you said, you guys found this core group that wanted to win and wanted to finish what they started.
Yeah, Frank, I appreciate that question. You know, life in football is about adversity, and you kind of get to find out who you are when you face it, and what type of team you have, what type of culture you have, and what type of group of men you have. And, you know, I knew those opening 2 games, no matter whether they were wins or losses, just because of the toughness that you had to go into that game and being on the road, back-to-back games and staying on the road, that would help us at some place and point in time. We had a tough October where we lost 2 close games to 2 conference opponents, and we had to make a decision come to November what type of team we were going to be, and accomplish some things that, you know, haven't rarely been done. To win at App State hadn't been done since 2004. To win at Marshall at that stadium had never been done, and both those things had to be accomplished to be able to earn this right to be here today. And I think some of the toughest times are the funnest times, and, you know, to be able to fight with this group of men. I was asked the other day, what's the best Christmas present you got? And I can honestly tell you it's to be one more time, as we say in Statesboro, Georgia, one more time with these guys getting to play the game we love. And so credit to them. Players win games, and they found their way here. Appreciate that question, Frank.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. 2 questions. One, you've been very successful getting to bowl games. It's your 4th straight trip. However, we haven't gotten that bowl game yet. Are you feeling any pressure is the first question. The second question is, obviously, this is the second time you guys have played App State. How do you prevent your players from, I guess, the second time around the bowl game hasn't been successful for the team that won the first month. How do you prevent your players from kind of buying into this hype of, well, we already beat them, and having this, you know, not having that chip on their shoulder that they had the first time when it was up in Boone?
Yeah, 2 great questions. I'll answer the first one. You know, I've gotten asked this question about pressure. We've been under pressure for the entire month of November. Each game has felt like a Super Bowl, and I've said the same thing. Pressure is a privilege. To step in the arena and get the honor to fight and to get the honor to compete, that's a privilege, and we welcome that opportunity, and we welcome the opportunity tomorrow to be able to do that. These guys know, you know, where we're at. These guys came in, these guys that have been here 4 years and started with us, they understand how important the game is tomorrow. That, you know, we've been to 4 straight bowls, which has never been done in the history of Georgia Southern. We've done that. These guys are leaving that legacy. But the one thing we haven't accomplished is getting that bowl championship, and we know that, and we talk about it openly. And it provides the fire and the competitiveness that these guys go with each and every day. So, you know, we welcome that. And then the second question, when you talk about a game that's called Deeper Than Hate, you don't have to pump it up too much. I knew the second that the game was announced versus Appalachian State, I walked in the team meeting room and I saw the look in every man's eyes. I'm like, yep, it's on. Here we go. It's exactly what you hope for. Because a lot of times you get to a bowl game and it's 2 teams from different regions of the country that don't know each other, that didn't grow up together. And you walk into a game like the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl in this great game, and it's App State. You don't have a lot. You don't have to sell a lot. Plus, when you look at it, these guys have been doing things that haven't been done before. And here's another one. Look at the history of college football. I love the history of college football, looking at it. You look at this, no team in the history of college football has won a game in the regular season, played that team in a bowl game, and done it again. You know, it's been tried, but it hasn't been done. We get the opportunity to try to accomplish that tomorrow. So there's a lot to fight for. A championship trophy, the honor of competing against App State, our arch rival, and to do something and leave our legacy and write the final chapter of our story. And we look forward to that opportunity tomorrow. 2 great questions. Thank you.
Coach, when you have an experienced quarterback in J.C. French and you have a veteran linebacker in Brennan, how have you seen them develop this year and grow?
Well, you sleep a lot better, I tell you that, when you got those guys as a head coach. But I've watched. I love when guys come in. I always ask myself a couple questions when guys come in. Does a guy like the game? Does he love the game, or does he live it every day? Does he have captain capabilities like both these guys? Does he accept coaching? Does he welcome competition, or does he shy away from it? Does he accept what is being handed to him, and can he process the information that's being coached to him and accept that coaching and then display it on the field? And that's what these guys do. And I've watched them, not only grow for multiple years, but I only had this one for 1 year. And everything I dreamed about him being, he's done and beyond, And so they've cemented their legacy at Georgia Southern as two great players. And they've got another opportunity to kind of write their final chapters tomorrow. And I look forward to watching them put it on display.
A question for Brendan. Obviously, we know where you played before transferring to Georgia Southern. How special was it to hear that you would get to face App State not once this season, but again to end your final game, your final year in college football?
Yeah, it was super exciting. Just like Coach Helton said, I've been a part of a lot of bowl games, and you oftentimes get opponents that are from different regions, different conferences that you often won't see unless you're part of non-conference schedule. So to be a part of a meaningful football game in the postseason in December, a few days before New Year's, it's something that you dream about as a kid, being a young kid playing football, dreaming about playing college football, playing in a meaningful game and in a great state, a great city as well. They talk about serious football and Southern hospitality, where you're getting that into football teams as well. And I'm excited about playing tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting game.
Question for JC. About a year ago, you walked out of the Superdome in New Orleans knowing that you were not going to let that happen again, what happened against Sam Houston. How have you seen your game grow both on and off the field, knowing that tomorrow when you take the field, it's going to be a whole different J.C. French than what we saw last year?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me was just being a student of the game, kind of absorbing all the information in the off season and then growing as this season goes on. Has been huge for me, all the different looks, and obviously playing this App State team before, kind of have an idea of what they're going to do. So really just diving down to the specifics, I think, is going to help us a lot.
JC, did going through the bowl experience last year for the first time, did that help you prepare this year? And if so, what are some of the things that you're kind of telling your teammates about the bowl experience to say, hey, have a good time, but we're also here to win a football game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think last year, was a blast, and I definitely this year coming into it, it was more focused on winning a football game and not having too much fun. And that's what I preach to the guys as well. Like, we're here to win a job, win a game against our rival. So that's kind of what I've been preaching to them all week, and I think we're in a good headspace.
This question's for both players. What would a win tomorrow mean for you all?
A win tomorrow would mean everything, especially for this program against arch rival, like we've talked about, and to be a part of a special bowl game as well. This bowl game has been extremely fun. The city of Birmingham has been extremely fun as well. They've welcomed us with open arms, and we've had a great time. It's going to be extremely exciting to be out there tomorrow against an arch rival and two exciting fan bases, two traditional, teams that have a lot of honor, championships. It would mean a lot to come home with the championship for Coach and all the players. We've had an up and down season, but we fought to the end, and it would mean everything to come out on top.
Yeah, it'd mean a ton to all of us, and especially these seniors and coaching staff. I know it's very important to them. We want to send the seniors off on the right note, and we've been prepping for a year for this next bowl game, so we're all super excited to get the win tomorrow.
Any other questions in the room?
Coach, JC just kind of mentioned in there, but you've been mentioning it all season about the seniors, especially those few that have stayed here from the very beginning. Now you know their final game is going to be tomorrow. What do they meant to you, and what do you think tomorrow's emotions are going to be like with those few?
Yeah, it's going to be emotional for sure, because when you think about it, you come into a program, and in our business, it's about trust and relationships. You're building trust and relationships with players, with families. And when you come in for the first time and you're taking over a program and you're changing so much, offensively, defensively, what your culture is, and you're asking kids to believe in that and believe in something that's unseen and really, something so different than what had originally been done, especially offensively at Georgia Southern. And I think about those guys and their belief in saying, hey, let's go do this. Let's go be a part of something special. Let's build this. And those guys they've fought and clawed, and in this world where, it's been change for change's sake a lot of time, the different teams, and these guys have stayed, and they've cemented a legacy here. I truly believe Georgia Southern is not a 4-year experience, that it's a lifetime experience and a lifetime of relationships with our alumni network and the relationships that are built with their teammates and coaches. And that's what Georgia Southern is. It's bigger than all of us sitting here. It's bigger than our team. And those guys chose to be a part of it, and they chose to remain a part of it. And now they'll be Eagles for life. They'll wear the blue and white proudly. And those 25 guys, they've got my heart and soul for the rest of my life as long as I'm breathing.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about defense. We had not the best start defensively this year. A lot of people wanted to get rid of the defensive coordinator outside the program. You held on to him to the end of the year, closed out 3-1. The gamble paid off. No pun intended on Chance. What was your thought process on keeping Coach Bailey to the end of the year, and when you have a guy like Coach Safford, who's a very bright and talented young man, already in the building? And then walk us through getting Coach Mutz, who, by all accounts, everyone is thrilled by that. Nobody has any sort of criticism on that hire. So by all means, it's a home run. And how involved will he be in the game plan tomorrow?
Yeah, so a couple questions there. I'll introduce the first one. I've always believed, and I'm very appreciative to the administration. A lot of times you see change in the middle of the season, and where we were in the middle of the season, obviously hard. It's not the standard of what Georgia Southern is, but I thought our best avenue to be able to claw back and be able to get to a bowl game was to keep consistency at that point in time and to be able to try to improve each and every day, and then making evaluations at the end of the season. I appreciate Chris Davis and the administration for allowing us to do that, to produce a full resume. Obviously, unfortunately, we went 3-1 in November. We had a tough loss, against ODU, and it wasn't to a championship standard. And sometimes as a head coach, you have to make really tough decisions. Brandon Bailey's a good coach. He's going to coach again at a very high level. He'll be a coordinator again. There's no question in my mind. And sometimes outside factors come into it, injuries and things like that. But at this point in time, we decided that it was the best timing to make that decision. We had gotten to a bowl game, and we had decided that we were going to make a change. Fortunately, we have a young man in Darius Safford that will be a coordinator in the very near future. I truly believe that. And he gets his first opportunity to call a game. And he's got 40 family members here plus, getting a chance to see that. I'm so excited for him. He's done an unbelievable job these past 3 weeks to prepare our football team for this opportunity. And as a coordinator, a first-time play caller, man, it's great that it's not just on you and 4 days later you're having to call a game. You get 3 weeks to kind of ingrain yourself. And I thought that was the best approach for him to do that. And I think we've put ourselves in the best position to go out and try to win this football game. With Coach Moots, extremely excited. One, because of the production that he's proven and shown at a very high level. When you're talking about one of the better defenses in FCS, the number one tackle for loss defense in the country, 42 sacks on the year. You look at every statistical category, it's in the top 10. And then you say, man, he understands what Georgia Southern is, has been here with Coach Fritz, has seen at a high level. He transformed a Tulane program, helped build that into a season that they had never seen before. It was just an absolute great fit at that time. And so we look forward to welcoming Coach Moots. He was actually here for 2 days, evaluating personnel and getting a chance to build relationships as we get ready for the transfer portal world January 2nd through 16th, so they could get to know him. So I appreciate that also. But thank you for those questions.
Any other questions in the room? Okay, well, this concludes our portion of this press conference. We're going to take a break and then transition over for App State next. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, guys. Hail Southern.
You guys.
Anybody hasn't picked up your media credentials, I have them here.
A little fashionably late here. Thank you. My name is Edward Burris. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
welcome App State. We are going to begin with a statement from Coach Loggins, and then we will open up to for you all to answer any questions.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for showing up and covering us. It's been a great week. Grateful to JLab, to the Birmingham Bowl, just for the opportunity to be here. The hospitality, the hotel, it's been a great experience. It's been a great experience for our seniors, a couple of guys up here with us. And with that, I'll open it up.
Questions in the room?
Coach, obviously a lot of changes to the transfer portal, a lot of players opting out. What does it mean to have two guys next to you that decided to stick around and play a meaningful bowl game?
Yeah, well, I think it talks about their character. I think it talks about they're going to be successful in life because they know how to finish things. Even when you look at the NFL draft, I spent 16, 17 years in the NFL, and it was important for us to draft people that had degrees because it would show they finish things. And in life, you need to finish what you start. They're going to talk about this with their kids one day. And same way I talk about it with my kids. Like, we start something, we finish it. You don't want to do it the next year, you don't have to do it. But if you're going to do something, you finish it. And it talks about the character and their commitment to their teammates, which is important. We're losing some of this in college football. The brotherhood of when I was in school, I was there for 5 years, and my best friends in the world are my college teammates. And so I think that college football is really important. I think it teaches life lessons that we're all better in life because of college football, and I think that's what makes bowl games awesome. And I think what makes it really important because we want to continue to make this game great. And what all of us coaches, the older guys, these young guys don't get it, but like the memories that come with this. And so for us to have the week we did, and these guys to have the level of commitment, not only to this school, to this place, to this team. So we're really grateful for those guys, or these guys as well.
I have a question from online. It's for the players. Talk about your experience this week in Birmingham.
Man, this experience here in Birmingham has been great. This is my first time actually in Birmingham. So, come out here, just spend time with the guys, get a lot more closer. We went to Dave & Buster's. We got to crack some jokes and stuff in there, play a lot of games. Even the Civil Rights Museum, man, it's a blessing to even be out here and, come out here and play with the guys and just build more of a brotherhood.
Yeah, for me, being my first year in FBS, it's the only time I've ever been to a bowl game. So it was definitely special and an experience I wanted to have. And all the gifts and the events we've been doing are great, but really just these 4 days, being with my guys, I mean, it's been special. You get to have some time to reflect on that over Christmas and then being back here, and it's been a great week.
Kevin, you've dealt with season-ending injuries in 2022 and 2024, but what's kept you motivated during that rehab process to come back even stronger?
Yeah, man, I just say, staying true to my roots, always believing in myself, having great support system, great people around me. And that just, that's how we preach in my family, keep going. No matter what hard time you get, you can always persevere.
Coach, I had one for you. So tell a little bit about what your game plan was this week. How do you you had that last minute notice that you're coming. How do you kind of prepare for that?
Yeah, we were a little bit probably behind with because we dispersed for after finals were done, and we didn't think we were going to have an opportunity to come get to do what we're going to do now. And so we rallied everyone back. These two of the guys were on the FaceTime as soon as Doug called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about a bowl game?" Well, these were two of the four people that I FaceTimed to say, "Hey, what do you guys think?" And both of them were an absolute yes. And at the time, Will tried to get in his truck and drive back to. I'm like, well, we got a little time now, so let's relax. But we treated it kind of how you treat in the NFL, how you treat the Super Bowl, and the teams that do this. We tried to put all of our game plan in before we came down here, and then we're able to have 3 practices. And we need those 3 practices because these guys filled up on turkey and had a lot of Christmas in them, so we had to knock some rust off on the 26th. And every day from the 26th, practice was just okay. And then 27th and 28th, we got better each day and got a little bit more dialed in. If you're not careful, it feels like you're on vacation. And the bowl game has been awesome that way, and staying in this nice hotel, and you got food everywhere, and you got gifts, and these guys are both these guys are walking in like trying not to wrinkle their new Air Force One shoes they got, and I'm like, "Hey, are you hurt?" He's like, "Nah, coach, I don't want to crease my shoes. They're brand new." And
my first pair.
First pair, yeah. So so we got to make sure that we kind of flipped the switch this morning. It was like, hey, guys, we're into game mode now. And we got an awesome opportunity to play a rival in a bowl game. And it's, a chance for these guys to go out the right way. And this is the importance of this game sinks in more and more as the closer it gets.
This one's for the coach and the players. Did it help you a little bit to help them flip that switch because you're playing on Georgia South?
I believe so much in these guys. Like, I don't think we would have said anytime, any place, anywhere. When I called these guys, one of our linebackers, after I got off the phone with these two and two other guys, I called and said, hey, what do you guys think? And they said, Coach, we already know what you told them. Walmart parking lot tomorrow would have been our mentality. And it's because we got guys like this that are ready to compete and want to compete, and they want to represent the Block A the right way. So for us, we're so excited about this opportunity. It's not about who we're playing. It's about a chance that we get to go do this one more time together. This 2025 team is special, and they've gone through a lot. You go back through their college careers, like you get to look at everything Bass has dealt with Kevin is that's what we call him, but his name is Kevin. And but like injuries, having to persevere, like all these things that are going to make him really special in life, that make him such the special person he is. But it's bigger than, obviously when it's a rivalry game, the passion for this thing is deep. And for me, it was my first year getting to experience this rivalry. I've been part of rivalry games, and you really don't know what it means till you get to play the other side. And then when you play the other side, you feel it is different. And so for us, it was about us getting our team back together, finding out who was going to be there, all the logistical nightmares at times. And I'm so grateful to our support staff, our administration, that helped. And it was hard. We had kids in California, a couple kids in South Florida to get them back ready to practice. So we're grateful for an opportunity, and we're excited to compete versus a division rival.
Will, I wanted to ask you, what would it mean to win this bowl game and to be able to lift this great trophy tomorrow?
Man, that's what we came here for. So that's the real experience we want, and we're going to do everything we can tomorrow, show our gratitude being here by performing well on the field, be able to lift that trophy, play the music loud.
I love it. Okay, well, that concludes our press conference for today, and we will see you all tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. You good?